What's up, everyone? It's Gabby Trades here, and welcome back to the channel. Well, we have record highs while government is shut down, Fed minutes also skewed dovish, and Jerome Powell is speaking today. All this while I was away on a lovely holiday up in the mountains, far away from home, you guys. So we have lots to review. But before we get rolling, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new here, welcome, and hit that small bell notification so you never miss a live breakdown here with me. Hello, everyone. So nice to see you. All right, so we're gonna give a little bit of time for everyone to join in. Let's have a look. We have Hubert, Dan the Legend, Yulia, Diamond Eye, Stanimir, Monkey Ivan, and DB Crypto. How are you guys doing? How's everyone doing? Let me know in the chat box, and we're gonna go straight into it over here. We're not gonna waste any time. Just let me know if the music is okay. You guys restart the chat box as well. You know what's good. All right. Yes, I missed you guys as well. I missed you so much. All right. So first things first, we're going to review how the TradFi did. Well, basically what happened was fresh record highs. I don't know how many times already we had fresh record highs every single time I start the stream with you guys. S&P 500, NASDAQ closed at fresh record all-time highs. The Dow Jones was flat, however, on the day, and the Russell 2000 gained. Now, what basically happened is, well, we had the federal government shutdown that started 1st of October. I was already away on a holiday. We've been warning about this for quite a while, you guys. But however, it happened and it's still unresolved. So what does that mean? Well, that means that we're having delays into key economic reports and they are just piling up. We really care about what's happening right now, because when we have new record highs, which we have been for a long time, that means that there is a strong risk appetite out there. But doing it without the government data because of the shutdown means that traders are really, in a way, flying blind. So that is increasing the chances of a high swings if the sentiment flips, you guys. Nothing new. You know how these things work. All right, good morning, you guys. Make sure to restart the chat box again and like the video if you haven't already. So again, now the shutdown effect, what does that mean? Well, basically, we're missing the weekly jobless claims and other reports are essentially suspended, if not delayed. And not only we are operating with less visibility, but also the Fed. Right? So that's very important because we want to see more rate cuts, because that will make the borrowing cheaper, and that is going to support us in crypto and is going to support stocks as well. But if the labor market weakens faster than expected, well, that is going to mean that the earnings are going to be in risk a little bit later. Wizard of Alt is here. Good morning, you guys, everyone. So nice to see you here. Well, all right. So the thing about is, like, we had the Fed minutes, right? This is very important. That happened yesterday. Now, most officials are supporting for further rate cuts. Like we said, we want that because it's important for us. It's going to be supportive for crypto and supportive for the stock market. But again, we have worries about the job market. We know what that means, you guys. We discussed it. We're not going to go into it one more time. Now, another thing that's important here, wait, because the page just disappeared. We're going to reopen it right now. All right, cool. So what are we expecting also today? Well, we have Fed Jerome Powell speaking, and that's in the official calendar that we're seeing here today. This is at the Community Bank Conference in Washington, D.C. So that is, yeah, it's listed in the official website. Again, what are people listening for? Well, everyone wants to know if there is any hint on the pace of the rate cuts and how is the shutdown data gap, if you will, how is that going to affect policy? That is what we care for. And again, if we have a hawkish tone, of course, that is going to cool the mega cap melt up that we're seeing right now, the AI mega cap melt up. And if we see a dovish tone, you guys know what's going to happen. Well, that's likely going to add fuel to the whole thing. Now, in terms of gold, amazing, incredible. Just like we said, gold is reaching, smashing $4,000, and that's per ounce. Fresh all-time highs, you guys. Basically, that happened in the spot and also in the futures market as well. Silver is doing absolutely amazing and record high. Platinum climbed over a 12-year peak, you guys. This is absolutely insane. So what does that tell you? Well, that tells you that the safe haven flows are continuing to come, and that people are maybe continuing to bet on the rate cuts. As we can see here, Fed Watch tool, we have 92.5% that we're going to cut rates on the 29th of October over here. So yeah, it looks very positive for now, right? So we're hoping for that to happen. Now, the thing about strong gold is that you always need to be looking out for, right? If you have strong gold, that is reminding you that investors are hedging into macro, into political risk. Now think about the shutdown right now, for example, global tensions, another example. So what that means is that always could pressure the dollar, and it's going to remind us that there is some caution still out there in regards to the risk assets if the move of gold continues to accelerate. Right, what else do we have here? Oh yeah, I also saw this down. Well, basically the Bank of England is saying that we're into this AI euphoria phase, and that might mean that we're soon going to see a correction. You guys, we've discussed that before. That's even nothing new for us. Well, basically they're warning us of a sharp correction if the sentiment continues to be based on AI. Or as well, they're mentioning in this article, if we are threatening the independence of the Federal Reserve over here. So that's another reason why that could happen. Well, basically, why did we say we discussed that before? We were talking about it before. Now, leadership is what? Leadership in the markets is narrow at the moment. So that means that the mega cap AI names are leading the market. So we said that many times, but I want to remind you guys, this is what this article is based on. If the AI profit stories in a way wobble, indices could fall very, very fast, because those names are a huge chunk of the S&P and the NASDAQ as well. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. But basically the crazy thing is that, you know, the most important thing is that we had, you know, the blackout of the data reports, and that is going to mean that you can see here this week we're not going to see jobless claims. Other reports are also delayed, and the Labor Department is not going to release these data during the shutdown. And October jobs reports has already been postponed. So again, without this data, or the lesser data that we get, it's going to mean that volatility can spike around, think about Powell speaking today. It could spike, right? Or any corporate headlines such as earnings or any AI news, whatever, we can see that happening. Oh my God, it's so nice to see everyone here today. Good morning. Yeah, you guys, very nice. By the way, I was really thankful because I was away for so long, but Discord was going on without me. Everyone was trading. It was super great. So you guys make sure to join Discord if you haven't. If you're new here, I doubt it. I think everyone here is OGs of Discord. But you guys, if you're new, you know what to do. You need to go in the description box of this video. Let's see if I can show you here real quick how to join Discord. This is the video that we're watching right now, and let's check the likes as well. Stop this ad over here. Let's see if it's going to restart, because usually it does that. No. Okay, so we have almost 40 people watching and 22 likes. We need to pump the likes to 40 right now to start with, and then I'm going to show you guys this is how you can get on Discord. The link is down here, and if you want the VIP role, you can get it if you register here with Bluffin. If you're already a user, you can also claim your VIP role. It's not a problem. Just join on Discord. We can sort that for you. And today I also have a new promo for you guys for Bluffin. So if you deposit 100 US dollars, you get $20 dollars in future bonuses, up to 300 over here if you deposit $2,000, and also rewards based on volume that you guys are trading. If you're some whale and you trade 20 million in volume, you're gonna get $4,000 in future bonuses, you guys. And you know very well that I trade with Bluffin, and Bluffin is the one exchange that I trust the most in crypto. I keep my money there, I keep lots of money there, and I'm very, very happy with that. Whereas if I put it anywhere else, the risk is massive for me. But Bluffin, just the product speaks for itself, you guys. I don't want to say more. That's it. They're the best for me in the industry, so that's why I'm partnering with them, you guys. We have a new person here, Rox, or no, maybe we've seen Ross before. Yes, Banff was incredible, you guys. I just uploaded some pictures on Instagram, on TikTok, wherever you guys follow me. I'm sure you can see that. All right, so first of all, we're starting with Bitcoin over here. All right, so fresh new all-time highs. Well, great stuff. Well, is it though? Is it really great stuff? How many times did we see an all-time high on Bitcoin this year? How many times, you guys? Was it 4 times or 5 times? Something like that. Well, every single time we've seen an all-time high on Bitcoin, we've had a pullback of at least a minimum of 10%, right, in the next 13 to 14 days. So, you know, it's not necessarily a great thing that we're seeing it right now happening again, because, you know, we've seen it this year multiple times, and we've had so many pullbacks soon as we've seen a Bitcoin making a new all-time high. So the 4-hour indicator signals over here are giving us a target of this fractal candle down here. The way we opened the day today at 12 o'clock, to me, signal that anything below this opening at 12 today, in my opinion, is going to be a buy. Right now, we just swept the Asia low created at over here 22 hours. That's of course ET. But yeah, it's 121,000.3. We just swept the low of Asia, so that potentially could be sort of a scalp buy today before we continue low. So I'm going to tell you what my bias is for Bitcoin in general. Let's get rid of the sweep signals over here, and we're going to discuss that on a daily time frame. So first of all, where did the all-time high retrace? Well, that was our leg 2 target over here at exactly $125,000, 76, whatever, 076. So we wicked through that area, very clear wick and a massive rejection from the area yet again. So this makes the leg 2 variation for me extremely valid, and 125. From now on, the fact that we got that extension, I'm willing to believe that Bitcoin has a lot of strength to travel to at least the 146K area. So anywhere between 146 and 155 is going to be the next target for me for Bitcoin. Now, you guys know very well that we've been extending in this quarter over here since July quite nicely in the range that we said we're going to form. So July all the way through October for us was a range bound period, and you can see that we have a massive inflection point over here where price is rejecting from right now, which was created over here in the high that we made in August, and we can see that price is rejecting right now. We have a bearish engulfing candle on the daily time frame over here. So these are all not great signals that we're seeing right now in the chart. I've been with BNB loaded 2 weeks ago. Yes, BNB has done absolutely great. You guys, you know what we do. We usually review Bitcoin, review Ethereum, review Solana, and then we're going to move into BNB, of course, because it's been performing absolutely insane. But yeah, this is the thing, what I wanted to tell you. We extended over leg 2. This was an absolutely mandatory rejection from this area. So if you're not short from this area, that means you haven't been watching my live streams at all, because we've had 125.076 sorry, 125.135.4. We had this area marked for months. ready for price to reject from this area. Now, from here, I am expecting for price to continue to drop down here. We have the first support possible here for Bitcoin at around 118K. So that's going to be the previous high over here at September 18, which potentially could show some support. But to be fair with you, I am mostly expecting for price to reject at around this rejection block over here. You can see it on a daily time frame. I have marked it for you guys, and I also sent it on Discord. For everyone, if you haven't joined Discord, make sure to come in the description box. Here is the link for Discord, and you can claim your free VIP role by registering on Bluffin. And if you're already a member, you can still claim your VIP role if you already are a user of Bluffin. All of this you can find, all of this information you can find on Discord, you guys. So yeah, make sure to like the video. I haven't checked how many likes we have, but for now we're still operating under September price action. So we're using the true month open for September until next week beginning. So from Monday 13th of October, we are now starting to look into the month of October. You guys know very well how I trade. I need some time to start trading in October. So for me, that's happening in the 13th of October. That's Monday next week. And usually what tends to happen is a lot of reversals come into the beginning of true month opens. So I will be expecting something of that sort. But what I want to caution you also is that we're going to be starting Q4, right? We're going to be trading in Q4 of this year. So according to my analysis, Q4 needs to be an up move from here. So for that reason, I would love to see a price drop, retest at around 150K. This area needs to hold now. It's pretty much mandatory at this point, and I want to see price extending to our second target, which are going to be at around 146 and 155 Bitcoin, you guys. So that is what I want to see with the beginning of this month and for the next few months, right? Obviously, it's not going to be a straight line up, but yeah, this is going to be the last few months of extensions for us in terms of Bitcoin, right? Now, Ethereum has been a little bit disappointing. What I noticed here on the 12-hour time frame is not necessarily something great, but we have developed this liquidity down here on Ethereum, which is on the 12-hour time frame, very, very valid currently. So, you know, the good news is that it does sit at a buy zone, right, which was already once validated. So we might see a second tap into that zone, and then potentially price moving up from here. Now, yeah, this is a huge possibility, you guys. We might leave it behind, but I highly doubt it in the current conditions that we are. So I'd rather expect this area to be taken. If I wanted to be, you know, a risk taker in this position, I would be waiting for price to at least retest 4,116, and I would give it a go from here, right? This would be one go that I might give for a long, but I will be highly aware that this is extremely risky if I do that, right? So I would prefer for price to drop down at around $3,800 for Ethereum to get a little bit more confirmation, right? And of course, if we're extremely lucky, we might even see price drop to 3,524, because that would be a massive buy signal. So essentially, you're looking at this area, and essentially you're looking at the daily supports to hold in case we start dropping like crazy. But yeah, Ethereum hasn't been very great, so we're still waiting. Solana, same thing. Unfortunately, we've created a lower high over here, so now Solana is kind of showing that it wants to go back to around 190, which once looked impossible, and now it's, you know, again on the table. So it's very important that we watch out for these areas over here. Again, from next week, I'm kind of expecting for things to change on the good side, but for now we're trading carefully before we start, because next week is going to be the beginning, in my opinion, right, of the new quarter that we need to be watching out. Right, this week I'm not really counting it as much. All right, so you know, the craziest coin of all, BNB, right? BNB, look at that. This is the true bull market, you guys. BNB has been outperforming completely of us identifying the buy zone down here. This thing hasn't really stopped, right? So we've had, I don't know how many days, but that's pretty much since 25th of September down here. We've identified the area last weeks of September, and we have just been continuing up. So for this extension, for BNB from all the way down, we're looking at around 1,567 and also $2,000 as well on the table before we see any pullbacks. 13 to 20% down on ETH. That's brutal. Yeah, it could happen, honestly. Like before we clear the slates for the moves, it's quite possible, to be fair. Yeah, so that's around 12% move. Like, look how aggressive it's moving today. ETH BTC is down around 2.4 on the day. So yeah, quite aggressive, honestly, to be fair. And thinking about it, let's have a look on the weekly. Look at this weekly untapped. So it's fully possible that we might see price extend to fill this gap over here on ETH BTC. So if that's the case, you're looking into extending into that area, ETH BTC at around 0.03307, and then you're looking for price to extend up. Right, so that's possibly the case scenario. Good morning, Mont. Good morning, everyone that's new here. You guys, make sure to smash the like button. I'm still getting into it. I'm super jet lagged, you guys. You have no idea. I wake up at random times. Really different for me to change, you know, time zones in such a drastic way. But yeah, for ETH BTC, you guys, this is what we need to be looking out for. These are the areas up to like 0.033 on ETH BTC, absolutely possible. USDT dominance, let's have a look at our small range formation over here. We sold from the sell zone, that was pretty clear, from 22nd of September, and then we're down now. So yeah, we're still pretty much like in between zones or on USDT, so I can't really say anything. Between 4.7, the area is 4.17 to 4.37. So here is where we started to kind of drop, retesting that support over here. I think is on a daily time frame. But yeah, in general, you know, we still have some time, but you know, it's not that much. So let's just hope that first we go and we take this liquidity down here at around 2.45, and then potentially, you know, we're going back for 6.3. So very important to follow that as well. In terms of Bitcoin dominance, what can I tell you, right? I'm still waiting for it to come at around 61%, 62%. So nothing has changed. In that perspective, we're trading above sort of the sell zone over here right now. We haven't had a full body close, to be fair. If we look at it here on the daily, let's actually make it a little bit more correct over here. So yeah, as you can see, no body closes above the area. This is the inflection zone that I'm looking at, right? And as you can see, the bodies are not closing above. So yeah, today is kind of important, but then the week is going to end. So yeah, we're just waiting pretty much for next week, in my opinion. Good to be back. Yes, absolutely, you guys, 100%. Make sure to smash that like. XRP, again, very disappointing. You guys know we were waiting to come above $3. We came at the inflection point, very important point, very real point, high from back in March 2025. We can't break that point at the moment. Bearish engulfing on pretty much all the altcoins, not only XRP. So yeah, you're seeing the bearish engulfing, you're seeing price dropping from it. Not good. This means that we could clear a lot of levels, right? We could potentially retest 2.5 because yeah, we don't want to be trading below 2.83, right? 2.83 needed to hold, and it's not really holding, and we're engulfing bearishly. So yeah, $3 might have proved for another supply zone over here, and unfortunately the demand zones, if we lose that level on XRP, which we currently looks like we're losing, you know, the demand zones might come a little bit lower, right? A little bit lower. So let's, you know, let's have a look a little bit. Yeah, so the first one is around 15%. Well, not really the first one. This is kind of the first one over here. Hold on. At around 7.5, that is going to be the first support zone for XRP. And then if we lose 2.58, you know, then we're looking at 2.3. That is, of course, going to present a lot of buy opportunities for us. But yeah, the pain is just never ending for us. Let's look at Aster. Oh, why did I remove it? Let's have a look. Aster. Yeah, so Aster, very clear range theory model. If you guys don't know how to trade the range theory models, make sure to sign up in the core strategy waitlist if you haven't done already, because you're gonna get cheaper prices if you are on that waitlist. I haven't done the work. I know I have to. I will do it, you guys. I promise you, you'll get it as soon as the market starts trading a little bit better, because I don't see that there's any point of me like releasing the course when the market is so, you know, crap in a way. So yeah, Aster, very clear price leg over here. You can see it. We were expecting for price to come down, retest, and then come up here, which that already clearly happened. So then you had a clear, you know, clear low, clear high over here developed, and then you can draw your range model on this, so you can see how clearly the sells are coming from the 0.786, which is always going to be a sell zone. So for now, the best you can hope for is for price to reject at the 0.236. That is potentially going to give you another buy zone over here up to the 0.5, really, right? Up to the 0.5, really. Take profit one is always at the 0.5, and then you're looking for take profit two at 0.786 if you're trading this particular range. If you get a rejection from the 0.5, very clear price is going to exit below 1.28. This is how these things work, you guys. You know how it is. But yeah, overall, not too bad for now. Let's see, we have a clear support zone down here, which starts at around 0.99 to 1.33 on Aster. So a lot of support down here, which is good for us, right? Good for us. Algo, if you guys have any requests, let me know, because we're gonna go and look at the charts together. I've been super away from the charts, honestly, like, and I don't think I've missed much at all, because I have limits placed on all the zones that I care about. So yeah, in my opinion, there is nothing really to miss if you're not on the charts for crypto every day. Maybe if you're trading the financial, you know, traditional markets, Apple's doing great, obviously gold, silver, platinum, palladium, all of these you know, have been doing quite great. So yeah, I'll go again, same thing, just like everything else. Let's look on the daily. Yeah, maybe we didn't get a bearish engulfing here, but whatever, we might get it today, to be fair, by the looks of it. So yeah, I want to give you a trading setup, but there isn't really a trading setup right now, knowing that the market's going to drop a little bit more, and knowing that potentially the recovery is going to happen from next week. I think from next week, I'm a little bit more willing to take risks rather than right now, if that makes sense. Yeah, for algo on the daily, we have the support over here, 0.1623. Is it going to be retested? Hopefully not. We have a buy zone left behind at around 0.18. So let's evaluate, because everything needs to make sense together with ETH, right? So yeah, we could potentially see that buy zone holding. I don't see the current buy zone at around 0. Was that? Let's have a look. Around 0.21. I don't see that zone holding. If it holds this week, maybe into next week, yes. But for now, I wouldn't consider it as a very reliable zone. AVAX, yeah. So let's just, summarize for algo over here. The the zone at around 0.20, I don't consider it as a very reliable zone at the moment. Might hold, but probably not if everything else starts dropping furthermore. So then I'll be looking at around 0.19, 0.18 area to hold. Let's have a look at AVAX. Oh my god, you guys, it's so weird to just go away for so long and then be back. Oh my god, and I'm so tired. All right, so AVAX again, like we said before, at our generational long entry down here, very sniper, we said that it's very possible that price is going to retrace back into entry, which is precisely what we're seeing right now. So I'll thread that with a lot of caution. If you haven't taken profits, take profits, because the trade might be potentially invalidated. Philip Dickens, you're always tired. Am I really? Do I say that, or do I look tired? Do I say that, or do I look tired? Let me know. All right, so you always say that. Oh yeah, I do. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I say it. I'm a girl. Girls are tired all the time. Okay, so for support over here, I can see on 26.8, so that held on a weekly over here. Coming back to retest, I don't really see it holding, to be fair. AVAX is good overall. We know that we have the double liquidity formation. Yes, I came to Banff and left. No kidding. Yeah, I did. It was a very short visit. So yeah, I do see one block that could potentially hold over here. On AVAX. So this block at around in between 22.9 to around 26. And that is also going to mean a potential retest of the 0.236 on AVAX. If that happens, I think that will be ideal. How much is that? Probably a lot. Yeah, that's a lot if it happens. So yeah, let's not hope for that, right? But what we need to be aware of is that this block might be tapped more likely than not. So you're looking at around $26.1 on AVAX, right? You're looking for this entire weekly block to hold. It's a huge area, but no worries. Did you have your hair done? I had it done like a week ago, or no, 2 weeks ago, maybe 3. I don't even remember. No, it was 2. Anyway, so yeah, this weekly block over here, let's look on the daily, see how that area looks. Yeah, so on the daily, maybe we can refine it a little bit more. Daily support down here. We just have to be aware, right? We just have to be aware that we do have this liquidity left behind. So the possibility of price just, you know, completely losing itself is very, very high. But yeah, so on the weekly, you refine. It's always better to refine on a higher time frame. So you're looking on the weekly, you find your block on the weekly time frame, and then you come back on a daily time frame. You see for any confluences within that area, and you can identify that around 23.9 you have a support within that breaker block on a weekly time frame. So that's essentially, or order block, whatever you want to call it. So that's essentially a good area for you to look out for it to hold. So that's around 15% from where we currently are. Maka, good day. Hola, King Tony, hello. Yulia, she bought AVAX at around 35. Yeah, I mean, we're looking for AVAX overall to come above $65 this cycle. So you're looking at around, yeah, $66 approximately. So yeah, it just depends. What do we have? Anything else? ADA. Hold on for ADA. What is ADA doing? Yeah, I mean, you know, on a weekly, we haven't even taken that liquidity. We've come so close to it, like 1 time, 2 times, but we haven't really taken that liquidity. So these lows down here might prove to be you know, internal liquidity within that price action. So yeah, you might be looking into potentially price dropping down and you know, recapturing this demand zone down here. If we see, yeah, that's crazy. That's gonna be crazy if we see that drop. So yeah, if we don't see that drop, you know, then you're looking at the usual zones, daily support at around 0.7098. So that's almost at around 0.71 for ADA to rehold, right? Let's see how many percentages that is. Around 12, 13. Yeah, that makes sense. The area could be wicked as well. So yeah, you're looking at around 0.69 to 0.71 to be the area, I think, for ADA. Yeah, really not much, to be fair. I feel like I've taken like a really great time to be away, like for a week. It was so great, you guys. I strongly suggest go and see the photos on my Instagram. Ethereum to 3,800 means AVAX to 20.5. 20.5 US dollars on AVAX. Okay, Zonmark, thank you so much. Welcome to you as well. Yeah, do we have any alts that we want to look at? Honestly, like, this is the best time to just go ahead and find out like which alts are at what level, you know. H bar, we do have the first, this is 12-hour time frame though. It's not really my preferred level, but I mean, I guess, okay, at 0.020. But yeah, H bar, we're expecting a move on it as well. So yeah, I prefer to be positioned on that. So 0.2011, and then the other one is at 0.17 that you're looking at for H bar, which seems more likely if Ethereum goes and swipes the liquidity that we looked at, right? So 0.175 on H bar. Within a weekly fair value gap over here, it just looks like a very, very, very good zone. I like XLM. Let's look at XLM. Also not bad. Also not bad. Again, right, like massive weekly fair value gap over here. Let's just mark it together. Actually, we can open the indicators for that, right? Yeah, so a huge weekly fair value gap over here. So the thing about this is you do have some sort of support. Let's get rid of that. At around 0.335, but it's way too close to price in my opinion. Way too close. So then if you move on the weekly, you'd be potentially looking at this breaker block over here. That's on a daily, actually. Hold on. Yeah, precisely. Okay, so yeah, around this area, I think would be quite nice to start repositioning. And also you do have a smaller block on the weekly over here, so maybe that will redefine the area a little bit more. But yeah, if this happens, I'd say just a tap into it. So you're potentially looking into, let's have a look. Yeah, somewhere around this area. It's quite a bit from where we are right now. So yeah, it's either gonna drop down and retest the 0.3 area, or we're going to hold the 0.33 on XLM, which actually I prefer. So we can drop down into this support 0.33577, drop to that area, wick into it, retest, right, at 0.325, let's say. That would make more sense to me if we continue dropping, right? And then my stop loss is going to be way like around $3 and below if I do that for XLM. But yeah, that would make sense with, you know, with the rest of the market if we start dropping on ETH, because this is what we do, right? We look at all the areas to start matching up on all the alts in terms of movements that we expect to see, and then we do trade from that. Link. Sammer, I'll see you soon. Are you taking your son again? Mr. Blake, thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. So Chainlink, not great, right? Not great because we are rejecting from weekly support. You know, bearish confirmation down here on a reject. 22.8 was very, you know, paramount to hold, but we didn't, right? Same for $3 XRP, we didn't. So here we are, right? Here we are dropping at levels that we don't want to drop to. So, you know, in that case, same thing. You're gonna, you know, take and evaluate. Okay, so you're gonna be looking again in this block area, right, for Link. So anywhere between 17.8 and like $19.9. So $18 to $20. This is gonna be essentially your buy zone for Link. And then if it gets really, really bad, you're looking at $16, right, you guys? So this is the review for today. Make sure to like the video. If you haven't liked the video, make sure to claim your VIP role on Discord down here in the description box, and make sure to use all of the promos that we have here for you guys with Bluffin and get all of the future bonuses that you can. If you're trading a lot, you get a lot of bonuses. If you're depositing, you are getting a lot of bonuses with the most secure no KYC crypto exchange. My favorite, my all-time favorite, you guys. I don't know what you're doing. I see a lot of people on Discord trading on other exchanges. I'm not gonna name names, but you guys, not sure what you're doing. Honestly, I'm not sure. But you do you, okay? You do you. Anyway, you guys, it was absolute pleasure to see you today, and we're gonna be back full speed next week on Monday, back full speed with the new quarter opening, right? the second week of October. And I will see you guys in the next one.